What's good? Omega Red in the building. What's going on, man? Oh man, excuse me, man. I was getting my work done, running a little slow today, enjoying the great Trail Boxing Talk, another fantastic show. So here we are at the after party. Let's chop it up. All right. Let me get this garbage ass mic fixed, man. I don't know, man. That doggone mic that man, that's a hell of a mic Black Fight Fan TV got. I'm telling you, that's a Rode. That's the top Rode. Is it Rode or Rody? That's the top line mic right there. That shit sounded crisp. I gotta cop me one of those. I got a portable Rode, but I don't have this. Man, I just got a notification for Trill Boxing Talk going live. Can you believe that? Let me get this. Clear. Hey, Lolan Profits in the building. Much love in that super chat. But let me say what's up to everybody, man. Mr. Mont in the building. Man, I ain't seen you in a minute. Mr. Mont, what's happening? Yes, sir. Yes, it's like when they went off the air, I got a notification. But that's all right. I know what time is coming on. So you can't stop because I know what time is coming on. Nino Brown said, thoughts on the Rich Paul rule. What is the Rich Paul rule? Let me look at the Rich Paul rule. You know, man, I'd be kind of separate, but hold on. I'm going to say what's up to everybody, but I want to see what this Rich Paul rule. What is the Rich Paul rule? Yeah. The NCAA's new rule, dubbed the Rich Paul rule, is geared toward dissuading players from working with agents who don't have a bachelor's degree, among other requirements. Yeah, that shit's unconstitutional. That's unconstitutional. Ain't no sued. That shit's ridiculous. That shit's never going to fly. Yeah, that's unconstitutional. Salute to you for 9 in the chat. Rhodes microphones are smooth. Yes, sir. But I'll get into that. That's the same thing with being a member of the bar. Dang, I got like a little thing on my eye. Forgive me. That's like being where they say you have to pass the bar to practice law. That's just the way. Damn. There you go. That's just a way to limit competition, man. And that's a purely inside thing, so that the agents can prevent people from doing what they want to do. And I think it's a cousin of like the situation with Al Heyman. They don't want. I mean, these guys are like, hold on, man. We are supposed to be. If we catch these college athletes, we're talking to these college athletes. Then we're making our living off these college athletes. It's not. They don't want to allow people whose friends. Who is Rich Paul? Is that like LeBron James? LeBron James's friend who's a promoter. They want to treat the shit like it's not a trade. It's a trade. It's a trade. And it's not like a medical. It's not like medical. It's not like medicals. It's not like the dude's a doctor or something where you're like risking somebody's. He's an agent. When somebody's risking their life, you should be able to get a certification and then make it a deal. Why do you need a bachelor's degree? Why not a graduate degree? Lazy fuckers. How about you up it one and make people have to have a PhD? Where do they teach? What do they teach in undergraduate that would put somebody in a better position to be a manager than somebody who is somebody that's a high school graduate? The agent owner of Clue Sports. Yeah, man, that shit is just, that ain't going to go anywhere. They're going to get sued. The NCAA, I mean, what are they going to prevent? What are they going to do? Prevent people? Like they're going to suspend. First of all, the NCAA basketball and football is already a racket. It's already a racket. They're already saying colluding with the NBA and colluding with the NFL to make people have to go to college for a year before they're allowed to play in the NBA. That's just some of them. That's just some agents trying to rig the system, man. And that's that whole setup. I mean, that what rationale would you have for that? Maybe if you had a certification, you could be like, all right, you can't be a certified agent if you have, if you have an issue with stealing money, right? If you got some type of issue with your ethics, or you have some type of issue with just get out of here, man. That's just a way for those guys to try to direct you into what you think into doing business with them. And they probably paid somebody off to do it. That's what I think of it. And you see that type of crap, people doing that type of crap all the time. Salute, what's going on? MP4 Fans says salute for 9 in the chat. Rode microphones are smooth. Yeah, man, I got one, but it's one for these cameras. When I go outside, it's like a directed mic. But I need to get like a boom mic. This thing works okay, but it's not, there are some other ones really. I just like, man, do I really want to spend $3,000 on a mic? Woo-wee. NCAA is complete racket, more like straight ratchet, if you ask me. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous, man. Would you go to college or Europe professionally? Me? I would go to college because I can't fucking play no basketball. The benefit of going to college is that you get a piece of paper that will allow you to go get a higher degree and a higher training in a trade. Like being an accountant is a trade. Being a medical doctor is a trade. Being a lawyer is a trade. Being an engineer is a trade. It's the same thing as being a plumber, but they're not going to be like you have to have a college degree to be a plumber and shit. There are plumbers. It's difficult as shit to be a plumber. That's some complicated shit being a plumber, being an electrician. It's a racket. If I could ball, I would still go to college. I'm not going overseas, man. I'm staying on. I would go to college, but I'm old school. I would play in the NCAA. If I was a top-notch NCAA player, if I was a top-notch guy and I knew I was going to go to pro, I'd go to college. Or excuse me. Let me stop. It depends on how much money I would get overseas. But if I got $1 million to go overseas, would I go to college or get $1 million to go overseas? Give me the $1 million. Because after $1 million, I can pay my way through school. That's all I need. What's going on, Ivy Webb? That's all I need. So, yeah, man. But to each his own. Personally, I think they should be able to bribe these kids to go to the college. I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody saying, hey, man, I'll give you some money to go to this school. Like, that would never happen if you were like a grade A star mathematician and they were like, hey, man, I'll pay you $200,000 to go to this school. Because that's what they're doing when they give you a scholarship. They're paying you to go to the school. I just think it's all a racket. And the only problem is that there's people that are gambling on it and all that are arguing about who gets the best crop of dudes. $1 million and live in Italy. I'm cool. Somebody got $1 million to go to Italy for a year. Yeah, I'd take that. Why not? If you're going to go to the league and you know that you're going to get stuff like that, I got no problem with that. Why not? If you're not going to pay them for what they do, pay them going in the door. I ain't got no problem whatsoever with that. None. I think that should be I think that is fair deal. Matter of fact, pay them so you don't have to give them a scholarship and take scholarships from other athletes. Pay the college. If you got a basketball players, pay them money. And then let somebody, if somebody can pay them, if some donors can pay their way through the school, let the donors pay their way through the school. And then use the government money to let other kids under scholarship who can't get that. It's just ridiculous, man. Anyway, Rich Paul got a top high school recruit to $1 million internship and a New Balance, and the NCAA is pissed. Dog, and that's smart. Yeah, hey, I'm going to pay you $1 million to work for Nike. And then when you go pro, I hope you sign with Nike. That is a legitimate agreement. Why should they not? Why should they not be able to strike deals like that? That's ludicrous. You've got all these amateur athletes in getting paid overseas. But you got these kids that invest their time, invest their money, invest all of their great efforts. They've got a product that they can sell that is going to sit on the shelf. This only good for a certain amount of time, and you want to limit how much they can sell it for? It's funny how people that are all in favor of the free market, that shit disappears when it comes with somebody doing something that might not go to them. But yet they'll let people buy, they'll treat money in political elections as if it's free speech, right? So a billionaire can buy an election, but a poor kid can't sell his services for $1 million. You can buy a politician, but you can't buy a basketball player. What the fuck? What sense does that shit make? It makes perfect sense if you're looking at it the right way, though. But look, man. Yeah, man, hit the likes, man. Hit the likes, hit the chats, hit all that. I'm about to try to hit y'all with an ad. My baby girl went to college today. Okay. My baby girl went to college today. Off to DC. My baby girl is flying. She might have already landed in Washington, D.C. Dirk Nowitzki turned pro at 15 like other European athletes. Exactly. What's the problem? Thanks, Joseph. Hey, thanks, y'all. But yeah, let me tell you, man, since we on that basketball talk, I'll talk a little basketball today before we get Max Kellerman. Thank you, Miss Boxing. What's going on, Real Marlo? Let me tell you. No, it's because in America, they wouldn't let any of these kids do that. They wouldn't let any of these kids do that. That's what, dog, the NCAA was, yeah. She's there. Don't put that in there, though, because that narrows her down, okay? And we got a lot of creeps. She could be at George Washington, though. She could be at American. She could be at Howard. She could be at any one of those. I went to Georgetown. DC is an education unto itself. Yes, it is. But look, man, I just want to slap. Let me transition into boxing. A smooth transition from basketball back to boxing. Max Kellerman's an idiot that will say anything. This clown said that LeBron James deserves to be on the worst team ever. How can you get that out your mouth? How can you, as somebody that wants somebody to respect you, oh, is it Kobe? Kobe. How can you get, Kobe. And the other guy talked about LeBron. The fat boy talked about LeBron. Yeah, these boys dang near had me do a basketball video. I do not think that Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball player ever. Some people who are younger than me love Kobe. I think Kobe is a very good imitation of Jordan. A very good imitation. Like, you got to, pick up your micro. It's like he's like a damn near the world's best cubic zirconium. You can look at that mug and be like, that's not a diamond. But you got to look. You got to look close because that shit look real. They look real similar, okay? But he ain't Mike. However, the fact that you would say that about Kobe Bryant, makes me draw into question everything else you've ever said. Everything else you said. And to bring that on to boxing, this is the same dude that says that Manny Pacquiao was the greatest fighter of his generation. And he's in the same generation as Floyd Mayweather. And nothing can convince this guy that Manny Pacquiao was better than Floyd, that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is better than Manny Pacquiao. Nothing can convince him. Even that ass whooping that Manny Pacquiao took from Floyd Mayweather couldn't convince him. You don't want, seriously, dude, you do not want, you're a troll at that point. When you say that Kobe Bryant is not first team, should not be in a conversation with the best players ever, you're nuts. Okay? Boxing ain't been around as long as basketball had. I mean, basketball ain't been around as long as boxing. Okay? So when I say I don't want to hear this Manny Pacquiao being the greatest of all time, that's because there's 200 years of boxing that we can talk about. Okay? We can talk boxing from 1790, and we do talk boxing from 1790 to 2019. That is over 200 years of boxers that we're talking about. When we're talking about basketball, we're talking from the 1950s. We're talking about 69 years. And if they're really being top-notch basketball, we're really talking from about we're really talking about like 1955. We're talking about the span of many people's lifetimes. Right? There are people on this chat that were, I believe St. Cruzen was born since the NBA took off. Okay? In basketball, we know who they are. We saw them all. Okay? If somebody living has seen everybody that was a significant basketball player, from Bob Cousy to Mikan, Bob Cousy to Mikan, to Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry, whatever his name is from the Lakers, Jerry West, to Jordan, to Dr. J. Man, Kobe can ball, okay? Kobe can ball. Kobe would be balling in the 60s. He'd be killing fools in the 50s. He'd be killing them in the 50s. He'd be killing them in the 60s. He'd be killing them in the 70s. He'd be killing them in the 80s. He was killing them in the 90s. He'd be killing them in the 2000s, period. And Kareem, of course. Kareem would be killing them anytime, anywhere Kareem played, he's killing them. So that's the level of player that Kobe Bryant is. So for you to say that he ain't top nothing, man, get out of here, man. You just are talking. You just talking. And just like you talking when you say, but I don't even like Kobe. And I don't even like Kobe, okay? Kobe Bryant, the Derek Jeter of the NBA. Let me tell you who I think is, LeBron. Dog, LeBron is one of these dudes who can play in any era. LeBron, some of these guys I ain't convinced, okay? Some of these guys I'm not convinced. I believe many of these guys could play, don't get me wrong, but they couldn't play the way they play. Like Stephen Curry could not play the way he's playing in the 80s. He would die an early death in the 1980s the way he plays now. His game now, he has the talent and the work ethic that he could have changed the way that he played and played in the 80s, right? But you look at what Bill Laimbeer would have done to Stephen Curry getting all cute, running around, flipping around that ring. Man, that dude would try to kill that dude. Anyway, yeah, great, but not the greatest. That's how I feel about Manny Pacquiao. He's great, but he's not the greatest. And I'm having this ongoing debate on this video I put up, trying to explain that, to no avail, obviously, to Manny Pacquiao fans. I'm not disrespecting Manny Pacquiao by saying Manny Pacquiao is not the greatest fighter ever. Like, how is that disrespectful? To say he's not the greatest fighter ever. Yeah, Matt Rainey, but Matt Rainey at the same time, I say the same thing about Floyd. It's hard for you to convince me that a guy 5'6", and a lot of this is subjective, but it's hard for you to convince me that a guy that's 5'6" and 150 pounds is the greatest fighter ever. When I can visualize him getting his ass whooped by a whole lot of people, okay? There ain't positions in a boxing ring. You got to get in there and fight. What's going on, John Grant? What's going on, man? Most people that hate on Kobe never watched his career. Oh, there's a whole lot of people that hated on Kobe during his career. Let me assure you. Because Kobe Bryant is a brat. Kobe Bryant's a jackass, okay? That's how he's struck. He's a ball hog and a jackass. I mean, trust me. I watched Kobe Bryant coming out of high school when he came out of high school and he was with the Lakers, jacking up the most ridiculous shots and thoroughly embarrassed himself in a playoff game. And I was like, dude, how much leeway are they going to get this kid? And I was thinking, man, this dude's not all that. But they're like, nah, this dude's all that. And then he proved he was all that. He got better as he got better as he went on. But there's a lot of people who couldn't stand Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was the second best player on this team. For the majority of his career, he was he was the hardest worker, but he wasn't the best player on them teams. He won what, 5 championships? Did he win 5 championships? I think Kobe got 5, right? He was the second best player on 3 of them. Shaq was the man on the Lakers team. Period. He got 5 rings. He was the second best player on 3 of those. So, I mean, I got things I can say about Kobe. You know, I can say all kind of stuff about Kobe. You know, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to be like, nah, that dude couldn't play. I seen him busting fools. I saw him busting fools. Kobe will bust you up. And Kobe got that mentality where he's going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. Oh, yeah, Shaq is one of the most underrated players in – oh, come on, man. Shaq, big men generally speaking, the big men are the most disrespected of all the basketball skill sets. Without a doubt, the big man. Unless you're Dirk Nowitzki. Then you get all the glory from them Dallas boys. The big men are the most disrespected. That's the way that they changed the rules to protect people from the big men. That's why, and see, Shaq is the best physically dominant player I've ever saw. Yeah, he is. The most ridiculous, yeah, absolutely. The dude is bananas. But, you know, salute to the Empress Ivy Webb. Yes, sir. Wow, I caught a live. What's going on, Box One? But anyway, man, I don't want to talk boxing and basketball all day. I don't have a basketball channel for a reason, because them Bulls beat them all. But I don't like Michael Jordan like that. But I know Kobe ain't Michael Jordan. I don't even like, I'm from Chicago, huge Bulls fan the whole time, and I never liked Michael Jordan. I never liked him. I was just like, damn, he's fucking ridiculous. But I wasn't rooting for him. I was rooting for the team. What's going on, Eagle Web Boxing? Chamberlain was stronger. Maybe. Chamberlain could play, but I don't think, I don't know. 216, LeBron, the GOAT. Get out of here, man. Talk about Tank and Sway on in the morning. I haven't seen it. I got to see what happened on Tank. I saw it up, but I haven't watched it. Man, I got to work. I got to work, man. I had these cats having me writing all kind of crazy shit. Like, that's the one thing about my job. I have to write an agreement. They'll just be asking me to write an agreement for some shit that the subject matter of it is, I'm like, I don't know the subject matter. So I got to basically learn the subject matter. It ain't easy, dog. It was good interview. Nothing crazy happened, though. Yeah, okay, I got to check it out. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I figured it wasn't going to be too crazy. What's going on, K Black? Yeah, I figured it wasn't going to be too crazy. Who was Jordan without his team? Who was any basketball player without his team? Viltz? Who is any basketball player without a team? It's a team sport. However, if you want to know who Jordan was without the championship teams, he was a beast. Okay? He was a one-man monster squad. Okay? Did you not see this dude lighting up people? Michael Jordan scored 37.7 points a game in the 80s without winning a championship. He was a one-man wrecking crew. You kidding me? Before Scottie Pippen, when he was playing with Jawan Oldham, he was playing with Charles Oakley. He was playing with George Gervin. I think George Gervin actually might have got a ring. But are you kidding me? You kidding me? Michael Jordan was freaking ridiculous. Michael Jordan was on another planet before the Bulls won championships. You don't know. Okay? He was with the Bulls. The Bulls sucked. We're the Bulls. Okay? We're the Chicago Bulls. We suck. We're like UK boxing. We suck. Okay? I'm going to tell you, just like you UK dudes think I'm just saying you suck because I'm trying to make you bad, okay? Because I'm trying to be mean to you. I'm not. Your boxers are your C-level domestic boxers. That's what the fuck you are, okay? That's what the boxers are. I'm just telling you what they are, okay? And if you think that I love the Bulls, I don't even watch basketball if it ain't the Bulls. That's how much I ride with the Bulls. I've been with Bulls fans since Artis Gilmore, okay? Artis Gilmore and Reggie Theus. Y'all don't even know who they are. That's who I've been with. I've been a Bulls fan since then. Sitting behind, being at the old stadium, trying to get my head around at church retreats, trying to see around the poles, okay? But I'm telling you, we suck. The Bulls historically suck. We always suck, okay? Robert Parrish was there too. We always suck. And then that dude showed up, and it was like, what? It was like a fucking unicorn, okay? Seriously, Michael Jordan playing for Chicago Bulls was like a unicorn walking down the middle of fucking Michigan Avenue, okay? That's what Michael Jordan was. It ain't supposed to happen to us, okay? We get great athletes every blue moon, okay? We had Walter Payton, then we got Michael Jordan, okay? We got Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose got injured. That's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to get a Derrick Rose, and then Derrick Rose gets injured. That's what's supposed to happen to the Bulls. You know, what if? Okay, what if? But then we got him, and I don't even like him. But I'm telling you, Kobe ain't him. No. And neither is LeBron. LeBron is something nasty, something real nasty, but that dude is something real special, dude. Mr. T King, Texas, salute for now. Why would NBA players be better boxers than NFL? Because of their athleticism. Because of their agility and their athleticism. Football players, by and large, are they run in pretty much straight lines. A little cut here, a little cut there, when they play in spurts. You make a play, right? How long does a play last? Right? A play might last 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds. Basketball games, they're running up and down, up and down, up and down. It's very unpredictable. They got to move there. They got to go there. They got to go there. They got to see what's going on behind their head. They tend to be, and they're not heavily muscled. They're very lean. They're long. They're lean. They're long. And they're very, very, very athletic. All of them. There ain't and I don't care what the NBA player is that you see, that dude is athletic. You cannot, people are like, oh, Steve Kerr was, he couldn't dunk. Man, get out of here. Ain't no way Steve Kerr couldn't dunk. Hey, Steve Kerr might be used to being around Jordan and seem real normal. But dude, you put Steve Nash in front of you, dude, Steve Nash blowing you out. Steve Kerr blowing you out. Jason Williams dunking on you, blowing you out. They're extremely, extremely athletic, man. 12 seconds for a football play. Yeah. That's why I would say, I don't think they're the boxers. I think the best heavyweight boxers are probably two guards and small forwards. Two guards and small forwards. And if you're talking about any weight class, then like an Allen Iverson in the boxing ring is death. Allen Iverson would have been it with his mentality. Allen Iverson I think, has everything necessary to be a great boxer. He's very lean, he's very athletic, he's very confident, he's very long, and he's got a lot of heart. You know what I mean? Tony Kukoc is most clutch. Most clutch. Tony Kukoc is a very, very underrated basketball player. But anyway, great insight add for as agility, that combine is a fool. Yeah, but I'm telling you, yes, they're agile, but the combine ain't. NBA does the same thing, dude. NBA, you got to be a freak to make the NBA. First of all, there's only 15 members. There's only 15 people on the team, right? There's only 15 people on the team. There's 50 in the NBA. There's 50 in the NFL. I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, man, I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of NFL football players that would make great boxers. I believe that there are. I believe that there are. But I'm just saying that I think the absolute best athletes are in basketball. That's what I say. I think the best athletes are in basketball. I think some of the best track athletes are probably in football, though. Because they got them burners, dog. They got them burners. I don't necessarily know if 6'6", 6'7" guys are going to be able to sprint like you can get like your wide receivers and guys like that. But anyway, Nino Brown, they won't think, but AI is more athletic than Roy Jones. He is more athletic than Roy Jones. Absolutely he is. Man, absolutely he is. And they're very skilled. And they're, generally speaking, very obsessive and very skilled on top of it. But that's just my thought. That's my opinion. I think football players have the toughest bodies overall. But they have body armor on them. That's not how they're built. Oh, he is more athletic than Roy Jones. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Roy Jones a freak athlete, but you got to show me something. You got to show me something on him being more athletic than Allen Iverson. Yeah, it is it's very close. It is very, 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 very close. Dude, Allen Iverson is something else. Okay, just if you wanted to say like is Derrick Rose as athletic as Roy Jones Jr.? I don't believe so. I don't believe it. He's trained for quick. Are you kidding me? Do you see how quick that dude is? Dog. Okay. People underestimate Allen Iverson, dog. I'm telling you. You underestimate Allen Iverson. That's a great athlete. Dude, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in his secondary sport. Just come on, man. Allen Iverson is a Hall of Famer in his secondary sport. You guys are tripping. He got kicked out of football. That's why he went to basketball. Basketball is some shit he just did in his spare time. Like, whatever. I'll go out here and destroy these dudes. It's in between football seasons. Yeah, whatever. Let's go ball. This is soft. Y'all soft. Nah, dog. No. And by the way, he's from the same area as Sweet Pea. Okay? He's from the same stock as Sweet Pea. Don't lunch, dog. Allen Iverson was a better football player than Michael fucking Vick. Okay? You guys you bugging on that. I'm telling you. Yeah, Al was Vick before Vick. Straight up, he's better, dude. Listen to Allen Iverson talk about Michael Vick. And he'd be like, man, he turns his mouth up and shit. He turns his mouth up. Yeah, Bo Jackson's a beast. Nah, better than Deion Sanders, dude. Better than Deion Sanders. There's track athletes blow out Deion Sanders. I don't have a lot of respect. Seriously, though, man, it's a guy that ran track. It's really hard for me to respect the speed of football players. It's hard for me. I think of football players as being fast, being athletic, and being strong. But just being blazing fast, I mean, you know, I used to make jokes of them. I mean, I'll tell you flat out, I made jokes of them. My boy blew out Deion Sanders. Blew him out. I ran a meet at Florida State. I was a jumper. My boy was a 100-meter runner. He blew Deion's. At first, I looked at him. I was like, "Who is this big ass dude?" Because Deion Sanders ran track for FSU, and he got on the blocks. And I was like, "God dang, who is this fucking bodybuilder about to run out here, dude?" He was huge. Look, Deion Sanders, as you don't think is being necessarily looking that big. When Deion Sanders got down on that, onto a track with track athletes, he looked huge. His muscles were like, they were like, "Oh, that's Deion Sanders." They were like, "That's Deion Sanders." I was like, Deion, because I didn't follow football, but that's who the first time I ever heard of Deion Sanders, I saw Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders got blown out by Johnny Drummond, my boy, by Johnny Drummond and somebody else, dude, they might have got him by 15 yards and 100. It's like, but when you put him on that field and you put them pads on him and you got all that muscle on that muscle, he's blazing. Because you remember, he's running in pads, and that shit's going to slow you down. Man, he's probably got, he's, really athletic and very smart, all that good old stuff. But I never had respect for the speed of football players, dude. Never. The skill, yes. The strength, but not the speed. Not the speed. Because I used to kill them boys. Kill them boys. Kill them. Football coach is pissed off. Come back to boxing. Man, I hate when you order me to do shit. Okay, Khan, I'm on here every don't ruin my day and get me saying something crazy to you. Dog, everybody in this chat, we got 284 people in this chat. We're in this chat every day talking boxing, dude. You show your ass up and try to change the subject. Fuck off, man. You don't put me in a bad mood, man. Barry Sanders and Jackson, two of the most athletic players ever. Yeah, no doubt about it. Don't do that, man. Get back to boxing. No, fuck what? You gonna complain about what I got to say about boxing? Why? You want me to get back to boxing so you can complain about what I got to say about boxing? Oh, Bob Hayes would beat anybody in proper gear had he played football. Yeah, there's some killers in that football, though, seriously. But then again, if football players lost all that muscle, they would be in terrible. But I ain't gonna lie, man, this football player used to kill me. He was 2 years behind me, jumping. His name was Ray. I don't know if you remember Ray Buchanan. Ray Buchanan used to play for Atlanta. I used to jump against Ray Buchanan when he was in high school. He's like a year, 2 year behind me. Dog, from freshman year on, he was killing me. Pissed me off, dog. Ray Buchanan killed me. Like, I think I might have got him once. But then the second time I saw him, dog, it was like, dog, that dude was gone. But he was a football player, him and his brother, Ray and Rich, yeah. Ray made me study. Because I was like, oh, shit, I guess I got to go study. Because this track shit ain't for me. And that was his second sport. I was like, oh, hell no. I guess I got to go. I guess I got to listen to my dad and start studying. Because I ain't going to be Carl Lewis if this kid's whooping my ass like this. Because I promise you, Ray Buchanan whooped my ass quick. He was boop, boop, boop. I was like, what? They were like, they said, boop, 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 49, 6.5. I was like, what did they just say? Did they say 46, 9.5? They're like, no. They said 49, 6.5. What year is he? He's a sophomore. I said, oh, okay. Okay. We'll be going back to class. Didn't an NFL player just set a record in the broad jump in the combine? I don't know. They probably did. Football players got some of the best verticals in the world. Football players have better verticals than basketball players. So it wouldn't be surprising. Football players have higher verticals, have higher verticals than basketball players. That's because of their strength. And they're shorter. But it's because what makes you go up is your strength. What gets you hops is your force you push into the ground. And they're very, very strong. So since you're very, very strong, you exert a lot of force down, which pops you up. Yeah, Eddie Kennison. Yeah, all those guys can really run. I mean, I'm talking about just regular football players. I ain't talking about like Randy Moss. Shit like that. I'm not talking about Randy Moss. Randy Moss or Galt or something. What's going on, Doc? Dre fine is 22. Salute, man. All right. You say you make sense on a lot of topics. Thanks, man. I try to, man. We chop it up. But look, it's just my opinion. JJ Watt has the same vertical as Derrick Rose. Yeah. I mean, them dudes can jump. There's a lot, but you know, when you 6'11", you ain't got to jump that damn high. You ain't got to get that high. You already 6'6". You starting up there. But look, man, let's switch something to Anthony Joshua. All right, we'll get on this boxing. A little something. Get on this boxing. AJ said, Deontay Wilder, the crowd booed me. Moss your ass. Hey, dog. Hey, I ain't talking about Randy Moss. I definitely ain't talking about Randy Moss. But I bet you Iverson's as fast. I bet you Iverson's as fast as Randy Moss, though. I put money on that. I would put money on Allen Iverson being as fast as Randy Moss. That mug is fast. He's dribbling the ball that damn fast. I mean, dude, that dude is flying dribbling a ball. If he ain't got no ball in his hand, dog, he gone. My homie is 6'5", defensive end in high school. But jumped 6'10" as a sophomore in high school. Yeah, 6'5", you should be able to do 6'10". If you're 6'5" and you strong, you should be able to high jump 6'10". That's just getting your waist up 5 inches. That's technique. Like if you're 6'5", there's no reason in the world you shouldn't be, and you're a good athlete, there's no reason. I would not lose my money on that. Y'all be bugging on AI, dude. You tripping. Dude, you tripping. I put my money on that. I put my money on that. Money on it. Dog, I know speed. I know speed. I know speed. I know speed. You will lose your money on that. You think that dude's out running AI? Fuck out of here, dude. Okay? Get out of here. No. No. Iverson need to be in the big three. Yeah, he's too old. He's too drunk. He lost. That shit's over. He lost his athleticism. For now, there's something in that VA water because the place has produced some of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. Yes, sir. Dude, on the real, I'll take Iverson on a race over Moss. And that's saying a lot. That's absolutely positively saying a lot. I might as well throw in the trash. What is that? Throw in the towel? What you mean? Usain Bolt in football? Dog, you realize, that you get hit in football. It just depends, dog. It depends. It just depends. There's more to that in football. There's more to just running straight. Who's hell no? With Iceberg Nerd, what's up? Dribbling the ball as fast is the same as running in pads fast. Doesn't equate to track speed. No, but guess what does equate to track speed? Your quickness, your turnover, and your dome piece. Out of the blocks, Iverson's going to have him. Because he's 6'1", because he's 5'11" and a half, 6 feet tall. Out of the blocks, he's going to have him. The problem is, so out in 30 yards in, he's significantly behind. The question is whether or not the top speed of Allen Iverson can be maintained as long as the top speed of Randy Moss. But from 0 to 10, 0 to 20 out the gate is going to be Iverson because he's going to turn over quicker. It just depends, dude. In a 400, I'll take him. But he's also 6'4" and a half, 6'5". Dog, that's not the traditionally the sprinter, the prime sprinter height. You have Usain Bolt, who's kind of a fucking freak. Okay? Randy Moss ain't as fast as Usain Bolt. Okay? But Usain Bolt was a 400-meter runner. Then he went down to 200. Then he went down to 100. Randy Moss is built like a 400. I told you, preach for not. Randy Moss is built like a 400-meter runner. If you had to ask me who was going to win the 400, then I would say, okay, I would give the advantage to Randy Moss in the 400. I would give Randy Moss the advantage in the 200. In the 100, I give it to Allen Iverson. In the 60, he's cooked. 60 meters indoors, Randy Moss is cooked. That race will be over before he stands up straight. Okay, I'm just telling you. Yeah, he's quick, but I'm talking about Iverson, dog. I'm talking about Iverson. I'm talking about Allen Iverson. Okay? I didn't say is he going to outrun me. I said, is he outrunning Allen Iverson? That's something different, man. That's something different. Gary Garnett made Moss decide football over basketball. Yeah, motherfucker, that damn tall. I'm faster than them all. You might be. I got a boy who's faster than a boy who's faster than them all. I wouldn't doubt it. Carl Lewis is looking at them all like, what? I'll blow you all out. Fuck, you slow as shit. Okay? Allen Iverson ain't fast like that. You know, Randy Moss ain't fast like that. A lot of these track dudes be juiced to the gills, though. Some of these dudes be juiced. Only reason I really believe Randy Moss is Randy Moss been fast like that from the jump. Usain Bolt was fast like that. He was fast like that at 16, 15, 16. Well, I knew about him. We heard about him from damn near out the crib, okay? That is a special dude, man. Usain Bolt will blow out anybody that's best, yeah. But he's fucking like that, okay? He's like that, dude. My cousin T. Richard just broke in. That's what's up. I believe Moss and Garnett played one-on-one at summer and was the day Moss said he playing football. Yeah, he ain't messing with that. He's too short. You decide too short to be playing with them monstrosities, dog. Kidding me? Hey, play, man. That dude is Bolt was a prodigy in Jamaica from his early days. Yeah, early teens. Yeah, man. He's the truth. Okay? Usain Bolt is the truth. The only reason I don't put him ahead of Carl Lewis. Oh, yeah, that's terrible, man. Yeah, he can't sing. The only reason that I put, as far as track athletes, I put Carl Lewis top dog, then I put Usain Bolt. But the only reason that I put Carl Lewis over Usain Bolt is that I think that Carl Lewis was better at his best event, is because Carl Lewis had 3 events that he was the best in the world at. And Usain Bolt has 2. That's why I put Carl over Usain Bolt. Carl Lewis had the 100, 200 long jump. And Carl Lewis is on another planet with that long jump. Bolt need to mess around and get on a bobsled team. Hey, man, they ain't got enough money to have that dude get cold in the arse. Man, Carl Lewis wasn't dirty, man. Come on, man. Carl Lewis wasn't dirty. Carl Lewis never popped dirty in his career. I don't try to put that on him because he has something in his system that might later on have been determined to be legal after the fact. Carl Lewis ain't never popped dirty. Carl Lewis was the man in high school. Okay? Carl Lewis, just like they robbed Carl Lewis of his 30-foot long jump. They robbed him of a 30-foot long jump. Go back and look at Carl Lewis's 30-foot long jump. The dude is ridiculous. 30 feet. And they called a sight foul on him. 30 feet. Carl Lewis was about that money. Carl Lewis could have beat that world record any time he felt like it. But he was like, nah, I'm not getting a bonus. I'm getting a bonus for winning it. I'm gonna wait. He just waited and waited. It's come a 30-foot. Dog, Carl Lewis could have won 4 gold medals in the 1980 Olympics. 1980, 1984, 1988, 1992, and 1996. All of those would have been world records for Carl Lewis. You talking about because of that cheating ass Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson would have been getting blown out for years. All of a sudden, at the end of his career, he's jumping out, beating his personal best by a half a second. Get out of here, man. I saw James Trapp in high school. He's a beast at the 100 through 400. Lewis could have been better if he wasn't so cocky. He couldn't get any better. Carl Lewis could not have gotten any better. Carl Lewis in the 1980 Olympics was because we boycotted the 1980 Olympics. Carl Lewis would have broken everything in the 1980 Olympics if they had not done that to him. That's why Ronaldo Nehemiah had to go went professional in football because Jimmy Carter screwed over the Olympics. Man, you got to know Carl Lewis, dude. Carl Lewis is the truth. And one of the greatest athletes ever to walk on a track, ever to play a sport. Bolt would have beat Carl Lewis as different kind of athletes today. Get the fuck out of here. Why you figure it's Derek Bolt? Really? Then why isn't anybody jumping what Carl Lewis was jumping in 1982? If there's different type of athletes, why is nobody doing what Carl Lewis did in 1982? What's going on, Mr. T? Nobody. Let me see right now, since we're different type of athletes. Long jump. Long. Gist. Long. Jump. I don't even have to tell you that they ain't beating him. What he jumped all the time. 2018. Longest long jump, 2019. Long jump, AFIAA, whatever. Where's for the year, dude? Where's for the year? All right, so results. I'm just going to go down to results, okay? For stadium events. And we'll go to the U.S. Track and Field Championships, which was handed in 2000. It was July 25th. Okay, and let's see. Long jump results. All right. Salmon Simeon. What does this do? I really wish I knew meters like that. All right. So what won the 2019 U.S. Track and Field Championships was 1750. What is meters? Meters to feet. So 7.50 meters, wind aided in the U.S. was won. You got to be kidding me. 7.5 meters is 24 feet 6 inches. 24 feet 6 inches won the U.S. Track and Field Championships. Dog, Carl Lewis jumped 26.8 in high school. In high school. Dude, 24 in the 1980s, that wouldn't have won a high school. That would not win the Illinois State high school meet. Get out of here, man. Of course, in the 100, first of all, that's not true. Derek Bolton, first of all, in the 100 meters, yeah, I would favor Usain Bolt. But I wouldn't say it wouldn't be true, close, because you have different. First of all, they're not running on Chevron anymore. They're running on a different track. They're running on a different track in different spikes. The technology has changed. But yeah, I would say for sure I would give Usain Bolt over anybody. Joan Collins, you're acting like this, like the fucking same training and the same things would have been going on then that are going on now. However, Joan Collins, his best times, you're tripping. Carl Lewis wasn't even a good 100-meter runner. Carl Lewis is a jumper. I'm sorry, man. You guys don't understand. Carl Lewis inspired me when I used to do the triple jump back in 1986. I had scratched on a 50-foot 3.5 jump when I was a senior in high school. You was a jumping son of a bitch back then, dude. Got dog. That was not too much off my best in college. Michael Johnson's record does not stand from, his 400 stand. His 400 does. Not that 200. But Usain Bolt is, man, dude, look. Carl Lewis, long jump. Carl Lewis won Olympic gold medals. Won Olympic gold medals in four of them in 1984. 3 of them in 88. Won an Olympic gold medal in 96. He won the Olympic gold medal an Olympic gold medal in the long jump in 1984, 1988, and when he was 36 years old in 1996. He's got like 9 of the 10, or what is it? He's got like 10 of the 12 longest long jumps in history. Just respect the Lewis, okay? Trust me. Respect him, okay? That dude is on ridiculous. And he's not a 100-meter runner. So you telling me that a guy who is a great 100-meter runner can beat the greatest 100-meter runner ever, could beat Carl Lewis in his third best event? Dude, the 100-meter is Carl Lewis's third best event. And he won 2 Olympic gold medals in it. In his third best event. Third. Carl Lewis, who beat it? Who beat what? Carl is smooth in his time. Much respected Carl. Man, of course, man. Carl Lewis, I was a jumper. That's why I say it. Because I was a jumper. And I know that nobody is near that dude in that. It's unreal what he jumped. Dude, he is everything in the long jump. Everything in the long jump that Usain Bolt is in 100 meters. For you to walk in, dude, Carl Lewis would walk into it. You got to understand how cold this is. Dog, you got to understand how cold this is. Carl Lewis, walk on the track, take his shirt up, take his pants off, take his sweats off, get on the track, run, boop, land 27, not even try hard. Just jump, put his body out there about 27.5 and walk off. Okay? He landed 27.5 and walk off and be like, okay, I'm going to go run my other events, whatever. Pass, because in the jump, you can pass. So you say pass. You going to take your second jump, Carl? No, pass. I'm in. I'm into the finals. Don't need the other 2. All right, where the other people at? Somebody else is 27.5. Okay, whatever. All right, here. Boop. 28.6. Okay, anybody else need? Wake me up if somebody comes near 28.6. Oh, somebody came near 28.6? Boop. 28.11. All right, that should do it, right? Yeah, that should do it. Dude, there ain't nobody jumping anywhere around 28.11 now. Nobody coming. When was the last time somebody jumped 28.11? And then when Carl Lewis, I'm telling you, the craziest thing I ever saw on track, and I know this we ain't on boxing today. Craziest thing I ever saw on track was when the world record was beaten by what is his name? Mike Powell broke Bob Beeman's long jump world record. You know, because you can get off one, and he's a great jumper. He got one off, right? Carl Lewis wound up jumping 29 feet like 3 times in a row. Like he just went all balls to the wall, like fuck it. 29, 29, 29. Dude, this cat ran off 29 feet like 3 times in a row. Do you have any idea how damn far that is? I'm just telling you, dude. People look about Carl Lewis about the sprinting. Forget the sprinting, okay? First of all, there was no money in the 200. He could have been blown the 200-meter record out. Been blown it out. He was arrogant as shit. Now, what my man said about, Esteban said about him being arrogant, yeah, he could have had all those world records when he in 1982. When he was in 1982, that was him in 82. When they took his 30-foot jump away from him. Dude, Carl Lewis is, and the fact that he, they didn't like the fact that he might have been, in some moods. Because Carl Lewis was kind of down that Prince side, Carl had a little sugar in his tank, dog. That affected him too. Carl Lewis was a beast. He just couldn't get that national anthem together. Hell no. Guy couldn't sing, but he's still making more money than any track athlete. This dude's getting $1 million a track meet, dude. Usain Bolt ain't getting paid like that dude was getting paid. That dude was getting $1 million for a track meet. This dude would show up, jump 3 times. Give me my meal, baby. Give me my meal. That dude was getting paid. Yeah, his KA was. It's been 6-0. But oh my God. Roronoro Zorro. I've got to do something. He said got 11 Olympic medals at Carl. Yeah, man, Carl Lewis is the truth, dog. But look, I'm saying, but just so you know, when you think about, I don't even care about the 100 because obviously Usain Bolt that's Usain Bolt, dude. Usain Bolt beating everybody anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Okay, he's beating everybody. Nah, Carl Lewis never came out. He still maintains that he likes chicks. I've never heard of it. Carl said, "How you doing, Wendy Williams' voice?" Yeah, Carl a little sugar in them draws. Well, he kind of, he's a funny dog, but he was so arrogant, dude. So arrogant. But what I got to go to this roar, man. What's good, Eugene Williams? I want to read this. I want to read this comment that I got on my channel, dude. I got to do this because it was just such a great comment. Such a great comment that explains something that I just gotta do it. I did not know that Dillian White can't talk to a lawyer, can't talk because that's funny. Man, my boy Canelo in search of cherry picks. Man, Canelo don't cherry pick, dog. Canelo, yeah, Carl's super sweet, dog. He got all kind of sugar. Him and Leroy Burrell, they had them sugars in them draws, but them boys can run. Them boys can run. Carol wasn't running on nothing but sugar. Carol could go too. Carol was a great athlete too. His sister was a great athlete too. His mama was an Olympic medalist. They hell of a family. But look, let me get to this. I think it's on this one. I want to read this comment because I did not know that Dillian White's B sample has not come out because Dillian White is trying to keep it from coming out. I thought that this was just a great post by Roronoro Zorro the other day, and I wanted to share it. Let me just turn this volume down. Here he goes. Listen to this. Damn. Okay, to be exact, the failed Diana Ball test from White was administered by UCAD between the dates of 6/13 and 6/30. The failed results were revealed to Hearn and White on July 17th, about 30 to 34 days after the test was administered. UCAD was also alerted on June 17th. Both UCAD and Eddie Hearn decided not to alert Team Reese. Instead, they conspired to a secret hearing to be had the very day of the fight. White contested the failed drug test and chose to have his B sample opened. But there's where it gets more fishy. Not only did UCAD not open the B sample within 72 hours of the failed test, which is a red flag, but immediately after the fight, White then lawyered up and has been fighting through the court system to prevent the B sample from being tested. Another red flag. What I suspect is happening is White, Hearn, and the BBBOC are currently hoping that if they delay the B sample from being opened, then the Deontay ball traces disappear. From July 17th to July 20th, White requested the B sample be opened. Immediately after the fight, he uses legal power to prevent it being opened. That is from Roranoa Zorro. And on a video that I did entitled, Eddie Hearn admits Dillian is guilty in the eyes of the world, throwing White under the bus, ? When he wrote that, man, I had never pieced it together like that. Deontay said guilty. That ain't a guilty. What's going on, Nelson? Oh, that documentary on Carl Lewis losing to that Canadian guy on Pez was good. Yeah, that was a Jamaican Canadian. He was Jamaican. Ben Johnson was, yeah, that is crazy. So to review the circumstance. He tested positive for tests that were done a month before. They found out on the 27th. UCAD and Eddie Hearn found out about it on the 27th. They didn't tell Oscar Rivas about the performance-enhancing drug test. And they held off a hearing until the day of the fight, which they presented a story basically giving UCAD notes, giving BBBOC no time to consider the facts. They had to make up their mind right then and there whether or not they were going to do it. Then he wants the B sample tested. Now, that B test sample was done the same day as the original one, which he said was between, did I lose it? I lost it. Whatever, 34 days ago. That B sample is now 22, is now 50 days old. The B sample is now 50 days old and would have ultra traces in it. But they still not opened it, still not tested it, so they're going to try to prevent them from testing it. Well, why would we test it when the British Boxing Board of Control already cleared them to fight? If you don't test that, you ain't getting that. You getting suspended. Then he needs to be suspended. They all need to be suspended. You said between the 23rd and the 30th, the 13th and the 23rd. Thanks, Sam Alvarado. So it was going on 2 months ago, right? So if it was 6/13, that is 9 weeks. That was 7 weeks ago. That could be as much as 7 weeks ago that he gave that sample. And don't you find it interesting, though, that the people came out and said he was cleared on tests that were done the same day? Oh, we came clean in the VADA test, the pre-fight VADA test. Oh, you mean the pre-fight VADA test that was conducted a month and 2 weeks after? You mean the one that was done a month and 2 weeks after he tested positive? You think the shit's going to stay in your system for another month and a half? That's what it's supposed to do. He tested positive on July 13th. The fight was on the 20th. So that's a month and 7 days in between the test that he passed and he failed the test. A month and a week later, he tests clean, and that's supposed to mean something? That's supposed to mean something? Mike Coppinger? Come on, man. I know you just reporting the facts, but don't use the facts. to let somebody, you got to wait till all the evidence comes out. God dog, we're going to wait for 2 years till everybody forgets? I don't remember what the date was. Oh, it's clean now. How do you know it's clean? Oh, it evaporated. All the urine evaporated. What do you think? Yeah, I know. We're going to test a B sample. Oh, what happened to the B sample? Well, it evaporated. It evaporated because it's been 3 years since we took it. And, it lost 30% of the moisture and all the diabol in there. Yeah, waiting games for the Z sample. You know how that go. He said, to hell with that idiot. No, man, you got to let him spin on it, dog. I ain't never falling for that, dude. Because you got to see, I'm not going to say that you're doing it. I'm going to tell you this. That's what they want you to do. They want you to say, I forget about him. He's done. Let's move on to the next subject. So you can forget. Yeah, nothing to see here. Let's move on to the next fight. Why are you still focused on this? I'm focused on this because he's dirty and you trying not to focus on it. Lillian said he brought a bottle of beer at 11:30. I mean 12:30. It will be 600 days before we see the B sample. And that's probably, now his counsel probably advised him on this. Look, we don't want the B sample tested because what do we get out of that if the B sample is tested, Dillian? Then they find for sure that you're dirty after the fight happened? No, we're just going to keep them. We're just going to try to force and not allow them to test it because it may be there. It may not be there. It might not be there. It may be there. What do you care? They already let you fight. You already got your money. If you test positive, you're going to, if you wind up testing that B sample, then you might be subject to lawsuits by Oscar Rivas. And so would Matchroom. And so would Sky Sports. And so would BBOC and everybody else. So let's just try to keep it sealed for as long as we can. And I'm going to charge you money to keep you and for the hearings. You better pay me the hearings to keep it shut. You effed up, right? I know that side. You saying I messed up or you talking about Dillian White? Rivas deserved that rule, either no contest or flat out DQ reversal. Yeah, but they need their champions, man. They need their champions. They invested a lot of money in UK boxing, dude. I'm going to go over today, by the way, KQ. I'm sorry. I feel like talking about this boxing for a few more minutes. We're going to chop it up because I got distracted. The banana in the tailpipe. Yeah, not you, Fanon. Talking Minister Society. You fucked up, right? You fucked up, right? Hey, that was hilarious. You fucked up, right? Yeah. You fucked up, right? Dog, that shit. I love that, dude. I did that to my son the other day. Ooh, I got him. I got my son. And I didn't say, no, you fucked up, right? But I used one of the tactics in my negotiation series that I'm going to put a video up on, which is stepping to their side. I stepped to his side. And then I let the uncomfortable pauses last. I did. I was tempted to answer the question for him because he was being silent. But I let the discomfort last. And then at last, he admitted it. And then when he said it, his eyes went like they did this with his eyes. I was like, you fucked up, right? Thank you for telling me that because that's what I thought. Anyway, have you spoke on Deontay and Joshua topic yet? Oh, yeah, no, I haven't, Robert Green. I can go now on it, though. We got sidetracked at the beginning of the video. Yes, Anthony Joshua says Deontay Wilder made him nervous because of the knockout and there was noise in the crowd. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Excuses, excuses, excuses. What's to talk about? Oh, to talk about is the excuses. Excuses are tools of incompetence used by men to build monuments of nothing. Deontay Wilder, you were under pressure because Deontay Wilder knocked out Dominic Breazeale 2 weeks before, and you wanted what? Hey, boxing conversation, Ray said, I'm enjoying the hell out of this conversation. OG, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This dude said, Does this dude, AJ, have no shame? None. AJ just be talking. AJ just be talking. Oh, Drew Tice said White is lucky ain't in the America. Be screaming. They be screaming, take his money. They should take his money. They should. He dropped a new interview today on JD Sports. You should check it out. JD Sports. Yeah, it's hard for me to listen to him very long. But I will. I don't know who JD Sports is, though. Scary Spice. He's Scary Smurf. Oh, said Breakfast Club dropped a Tank interview today. Didn't learn too much, but it was cool. Yeah, he's behaving himself, man. But look, man, you can't make excuses like that, man. Much love in that super chat, Reggie Owens. I'm going to put it on my baby's books that I got to buy. Breakfast Club dropped a yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, man, it's just disgusting, homie. He said, man, AJ, a straight hoe out here. You know, I don't really even use the word hoe because I don't want to be, I don't want to steal Black Fight Fan TV's copyrighted word. But it applies, homie. It applies. Yeah, he might. But look, man. And then he says there was an argument in the crowd. He's like, I heard an argument in the crowd, and I thought that they were booing me. You self-conscious. What? You felt bad because they were booing you? So you needed to do something to impress the crowd that was booing you? Dog, you supposed to be zoned in. You're not even supposed to hear them dudes. I mean, I know you hear them, but it's supposed to be like ambient noise. Dog, you supposed to just win the fight and go on. Win the fight and going on. AJ keeps telling himself he knows he can beat Ruiz. Nobody noticed that keeps telling himself he knows he can beat Ruiz. Anybody notice that in the interview? I don't care. I didn't notice that in the interview. I couldn't care less. Can and will are two different things. But he says one thing, one sentence. He says something else the other sentence. He says, oh, I can't wait. I'll fight him anywhere. I'll beat him anywhere. But I really need my fans to be with me so I can have their energy of 90,000 people in Cardiff or in where is Wembley? In Wembley? In Wembley or Cardiff, right? Wembley's in Wembley, right? AJ and Free don't belong in the ring with Wilder. I mean, they belong in the ring with Wilder. Oh, the YouTube is JD Sports. He said the ref stopped it too early. Oh, did you guys? I did see that interview with the referee with the big eyes. What's the name of that referee with the big ass eyes? I mean, that dude he got eyes like this. That was gross. What's that big ass, the dude with the big ass eyes? Harvey Doc? Dog, Harvey Doc is funny, dude. I rocks with Harvey Doc. Oh, is that Steve Willis? No, it wasn't Harvey Doc, but Steve Willis. Oh my God, man. He said, man, he told them dudes to eat a dick. Man, I almost rolled out of my chair. He said, man, whatever y'all casuals, whatever you are, eat a dick. Hey, and I felt him because I usually don't talk about the refs too bad. Unless I see something that's crazy, I don't say nothing about the refs. I don't say anything about the judges unless it's just crazy. You know what I mean? But when is it Steve Rose, whatever his name is, dog? Oh, no, I didn't know he's a stand-up comic, dog. But when he told him, dog, because he hit me from left field, dog. He said, man, whoever, I don't know what channel he was talking about, though. He got them Bernie Mac eyes. Yeah, man. I don't know who he was talking about. He said the YouTube channel that people all go to, the talking nonsense. Dog, when that dude said eat a dick, I just did not expect that, man. That caught me. I'm laughing every time I heard him say it, man. And he made me think, yeah, dog, I don't mind, I criticize refs like Jay Nady, but Jay Nady Jay Nady ain't gonna let somebody fall out like this and get back up. But you know, it is whatever. He said, eat an ick, dog. Eat a bag of them, dog. Eat a bag of them. Drew Titan, I think I know the channel. I don't F's with that channel anymore. What's the name of the channel, Drew Titan? Just let me know the name of the channel so I know what it is. I mean, I just want to know what the name of the channel is. Because I don't be dog, I rock with LDBC channels. That's who I listen to. Yeah, I listen to LDBC channels. I'll go to the Boxing Voice while the Boxing Voice is on before Best Fight the Best starts his deadly diatribe on the head of them trolls. Oh my God, man. That dude, what's he watching that dude for? Why is he watching that dude? Oh, that dude. Oh, man, that bozo. That dude's a bozo, man. I have no respect for that bozo. Trying to be Mr. Clandestine. Man, that dude tried to be Mr. Clandestine out there. Trying to stay above the fray and organizing people to hate you behind the scenes, dog. They rat you out, dude. Okay? I know you was behind that shit. I know you was behind with them cats coming at me like that. I know you were, dude. Okay? That's why I didn't even focus on that dude. Nah, if not Fight Hype. Fight Hype don't do any commentary. Fight Hype don't even do commentary. Fight Hype just does, they're like videographers. Their opinion, they don't even have an opinion. I mean, they can't. Oh, dude, that dude's a joke, man. That dude's a joke. Look, man, you can get a lot of subscribers being a joke. You can. You can absolutely get a lot of subscribers being a joke. Being somebody that will repeat the stupidest arguments that you can imagine. If you do that, you can get subscribers saying some of the what's going on, Vanity? There, you can get a lot of subscribers saying ridiculousness. Dude, ridiculousness. Dog, it's like I make a video, right? People think I'm hating on Manny Pacquiao. But if I said Manny Pacquiao's not a great fighter, Manny Pacquiao ain't never fought anybody, Manny Pacquiao was a dope fiend, Manny Pacquiao, man, I would be absolutely out of my mind, dude, saying something like that about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao, I do not believe Manny Pacquiao is the greatest fighter of all time, but I'll be out of my mind if I couldn't see that Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. I'd be out of my mind if I said that. He's obviously a great fighter. Why would I ever say yes? Manny Pacquiao is a legend. Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen. He's one of the greatest athletes that I've seen in a boxing ring. And I'm talking about athletes. His talent, the dude is mega talented, okay? Mega talented. But there are people that these bozos can see Deontay Wilder knock out 41 guys. He's knocked out 40 people, you morons. 40 people. He's knocked out 40 grown men. 40 professional boxers. He's been a champion for 9 straight years. 9 straight title defenses for 4 years. He's the longest reigning champion in boxing. And you cannot see this guy can fight? Are you nuts? You say nobody knows him. You see 1 million people watched him on his show. 1 million people watched him, you dumbasses. 1 million people watched him. 1 million. Every fight, 1 million people watch him. Every fight. But nobody knows him? How is that even possible? How is that possible? How can 1 million people watch you fight and nobody know you? It's so ludicrous. It's so ludicrous. But if you say it, morons will come and watch you. Because there are a lot of morons in the world. Billions of morons in the world. And these people decide that they are going to cater to the morons. I can't cater to more. I will cater to morons, but it'll be in a way where I'm really trying to educate you. It is not possible for 1 million people to see something and no one saw it. It's not possible. Okay? I'll tell you this other side. Okay? When a certain person got elected president, right? Before Barack Obama got elected president, the guy from Texas got elected president. And for 2 solid years, people kept saying he didn't win the election. He didn't win the election. And every day I'm looking at this dude sitting in the Oval Office signing papers. And I'm like, dude, he won the election. You might not have liked how he won it. You might not have liked the fact that he won it. But he is the president. He's been the president then. He's an ex-president now. Dude, accept reality, man. Okay, accept reality. I did not like Vasily Lomachenko. I didn't like him. And I didn't like him because I thought it was wholly unfair. Savage Henry, he won Florida. Okay, and it ain't never changing. You're not going to get anywhere if you deny what has happened. It's never going to work for you. Never going to work for you. Anthony Joshua, if he keeps looking at everybody, if he keeps looking for Deontay, somebody was making noise in the crowd. Oh, I was nervous because Deontay Wilder performed last week. Oh, my toenail hurt. You will never solve your problems if you do that, man. You will never do it. Ever. If you will never improve if you do not accept your failures. If you do not accept something being true that you don't like is true. You should never do that. We all do it. We all live in denial about something, okay? The girl you like, dog, all right, you were high school sweethearts. You loved her. She loved you. You broke up underneath some unfortunate situation. You came back in town. You found out she's married to a dude. It's 15 years later. She got 4 kids, right? She's living in a house with the dude. She's redone her vows, okay? That ain't your broad no more. She don't love you no more. She's with him. You might feel like remembering the good old days, like she loved me. I knew she loved me. Nah, dog, she's effing that dude multiple times. She got 3 babies. And she didn't get pregnant on the first shot, okay? It might have taken her 5-10 times to get that way. So that's at least 30 on record, homie. That's at least 30 on record. D-Style boxing in the building. You gotta accept it, dude. And these channels, they try to get you guys to accept something that's not true, dog. I'm sorry. I'm not with you. And I'm gonna speak on Canelo in a second. I know you Manny Pacquiao fans have been pissed off at me saying that Floyd Mayweather, that he's not the greatest fighter ever. Okay? I know you're pissed at me. And I'm trying to respond to your comments way more than I would on any other video that I do, because the video's old now, but you keep coming at me and I keep responding. That's because I really do believe, dog, that you got to understand that Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not just an undefeated fighter, okay? There's a bunch of undefeated fighters I don't think are the greatest of all time. Matter of fact, there is no undefeated fighter that I think that is the greatest fighter of all time. And I do believe that there is something that should be said for you coming out, you losing to somebody and coming back and beating that same person. That says something about the character of the man and of the fighter, right? I don't even think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest fighter of all time. But when you bring up that Manny Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Mayweather never lost. Not only did he beat Manny Pacquiao, he beat the guy that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. It's just impossible for you to make that argument, dude. He knocked out the guy that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. Juan Manuel Marquez knocked out Manny Pacquiao. Got a draw with Manny Pacquiao. Had a split decision, got a split decision loss to Manny Pacquiao that many people think Juan Manuel Marquez beat Manny Pacquiao 3 times. He knocked him out. Jay said, what? I love this. It's good for boxing. Thanks, man. From a Manny fan. Thank you. So okay. What's Adam M from a Manny Pacquiao fan? All I'm saying is, and I'm going to get back to those other dudes, is like, look, Floyd was not the greatest ducker, man. Come on, man. He didn't duck Manny. You can say he's the greatest ducker, but he didn't duck Manny. He whooped Manny. Okay, he didn't duck Manny. He beat Manny. You can't say somebody ducked somebody when they whooped him. I don't even like Mayweather, but he whooped him. Okay? He whooped him. Taxed Marquez. Taxed him. Knocked him down. Knocked Marquez down. Beat Marquez easy. Floyd beat most of the world champions. I mean, look, man, I don't know if that's true or not. And I don't even care about that. These manufactured records, I couldn't care less. No disrespect to you, Esteban. But I don't care. I don't really care. What did he get hidden for? Oh, for saying that? I mean, unhide him, man. That ain't bad or whatever. I'll unhide him. No disrespect to you, though, Philip Redden. Just let him ride right now. Look, man, I can't. That's the truth. That's not the truth. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. But you're not going to sidetrack me with that nonsense. That's foolish. Okay? That's absolutely foolish. Floyd Mayweather Jr. had up into 135 pounds. He didn't have damn near anything but hard fights till he got to 140 pounds. He fought Jose Luis Castillo twice. He fought Diego Corrales. He fought Angel Manfredi. He fought Gennaro Hernandez. He even fought an extremely dangerous Emmanuel Augustus. You're talking about Floyd ducking who? He fought Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley ducked him. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La was ducking him. Who did he fight? He fought Miguel Cotto. What are you talking about? He fought Canelo Alvarez for goodness sake. He didn't have to fight Canelo Alvarez. He beat Canelo Alvarez, the king of boxing. Mayweather beat him. So stop it, man. You just don't like him. Manny Pacquiao ain't a ducker, but y'all just want, but anyway, stop. I'm not going to go overboard on any of this stuff with y'all. I'm just not doing it. I'm not taking any of this overboard stuff that y'all go. Don Zeeby. Oh, I'll show that. All I want to know, who is worse, AJ Riders or Pactards? It just depends. I do believe, though, I separate the Pactards into 2 groups. The Filipino fans of Manny Pacquiao, I don't mind at all. They love Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is a hero in the Philippines. He's the greatest fighter in their country's history. He might be of the Asian, non-European Asian, that area. Hey man, Manny Pacquiao has been a great fighter. I don't mind them I don't mind them at all. Matter of fact, I love talking to them. I know they say stupid shit, but it's okay, because I believe that really and truly, they deserve that, right? They deserve to love Manny. I don't mind it. The American fans of Manny Pacquiao, though, they are by and large a bunch of racists. They don't even like Manny Pacquiao. They just hate. They just trying to make Manny Pacquiao an honorary member of them because they can't find their own. And they jump from person to person to person to person. If it ain't Manny, then it'll be Gennady Golovkin. If it ain't Gennady Golovkin, it'll be Lomachenko. If it's not Lomachenko, they'll jump over there to Kovalev. If it ain't Kovalev, if Anthony Joshua shows up, hey man, they might jump on Anthony Joshua. As long as that person is just opposed to somebody that they don't like or somebody that we like, right? That's all they need to know is that we like them, right? There ain't no way these guys like Terrence Crawford. Don't like nothing about Terrence Crawford. Don't like nothing about Terrence Crawford. But if there's some riff between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence in that fight, and it seems like too many of us are riding with Errol Spence, then we'll use Terrence Crawford for that. So we can make sure that you're unhappy and we can expose you. We're going to expose you. You know what I mean? If they can use it to expose you. He said, I don't mean to make you angry. This is my other account. I had subscribed yesterday. You're not going to make me angry. You all good? People get kicked off the channel or whatever all the time, dude. And you come back the next day, it's all good. We talk boxing. So as far as that, I'll say that brand of the Pac-Man people, those are the people I don't like. I also think the AJ fans, I don't mind them at all either. Most of those guys that are really in love with AJ are new boxing fans who are new boxing fans that just don't know any better. They're new boxing fans. They don't know any better. AJ is introducing them into the sport. Whenever you get a fighter that pulls in a lot of casual fans, right, or non-experienced fans, because they're no longer casual fans. They are ingrained. They become avid fans quickly. They're very avid about AJ, right? So they become avid about AJ, and that's their first time around the block. That's okay. I was like that with Ali. Ali is the first fighter that I ever really saw that I was really focused on. I knew the names of the other fighters. Everything was Ali, when I was a kid. So I don't mind people having their Ali. You know what I mean? There are people that are Mayweathers like that for people, right? They got into boxing because they just got behind Mayweather. You know what I mean? But it's those people, the same people, many of the same people that I asked you to come back to boxing, but you didn't like that. That's all right. Don't do that again. That's okay. Just don't do that. Shout out to Fanal for keeping the game real. We out you. We out cheer. We out here. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it real. That's the type of fan that I dedicate my channel to. Debunking and fighting with at every opportunity I can fight with them, because they will run you out of the sport of boxing. They will run fans of boxers out of the sport with the way that they behave whenever there is a fighter. Because I want to address something was said on a channel, on a guy that I really like. So I'm going to say something a guy I really like. Okay. Great channel in the Boxing Voice. I'm subscribed to the Boxing Voice. I've got the bell icon hit for the Boxing Voice. I donate in the super chat of the Boxing Voice. I think Ness I love what Ness does. I can't remember the other guy's name off top, but I like what he's doing. I really like what they're doing. I'm a full supporter. But watch, when Ness says something though, yesterday, I almost called in, but I knew I would only get 30 seconds and they would be like, cut it. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But I want to point something out that was said. And this is a misconception that is spread because of that fan base that I'm talking about. The ones that really don't like nobody. They just hate you. And they trying to find a way to go out of their way to find something to try to keep you from being happy and discredit the person that you like. Right? But what he said was this. He said, that before Mayweather, that the black fighter was an opponent, right? He said they were talking about the PBC. They said the reason I really like the PBC is because before Mayweather and they became these independent contractors doing their own thing, that the black fighter really was just an opponent. Correction. That is not true. That is not true. It has never been true. Black fighters from the history of the beginning of the history of boxing have been a main focal point of the sport of boxing. And I'm going to go from the beginning. Tom Melanois and Tom Cribb was the first major fight ever to take place in boxing. Back in the 1790s. It was an American black fighter against a British champion. Neither one of them made more money. They came together and made this gigantic fight. Tom Melanois was the one that made the fight. It started off that way. The first major boxing event that kicked boxing off into being a major sport in the world was a fighter with a black fighter in it. Tom Melanois. Okay? Tom Melanois. First guy ever. First mega fight ever. And they were equal parties to that agreement. Okay? Fast forward into the United States boxing. The biggest fighter between Tom Melanois and the next biggest fight ever after that was Jack Johnson versus, what the hell is that dude's name? Gentleman Jim Corbett, or is it Sullivan? I think it was not John L. Sullivan. Gentleman Jim Corbett. Jack Johnson was the biggest thing in boxing from after Tom Melanois and Tom Cribb. Gentleman Jim Corbett. That was the biggest fight in the history of boxing, and Jack Johnson wasn't an opponent, or is it James J. Jeffries? Thank you. He was not an opponent. He was the featured guy. He was the guy everybody wanted to see. Fast forward. After Jack Johnson, they were blackballed. Then Jack Dempsey became the next big guy, right? Who was the next big guy, the biggest guy in boxing after Jack Dempsey? Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, became the biggest thing in the sport of boxing with his fight against Max Schmeling. And Tommy Burns too, but I'm talking about after Jack Johnson. Then it became Joe Louis. Joe Louis was the biggest thing in boxing until his retirement. Then who came after Jack Johnson? Who came after Joe Louis? Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was the biggest thing in boxing up until the time of who? Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard became the biggest thing in boxing after Muhammad Ali. After that, who became the biggest name in all of boxing? After that, it became Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the biggest thing in boxing until who came next? And it was not Oscar De La Hoya. It was Floyd Money Mayweather. So I have now tracked the top guys in boxing from the time of Tom Cribb in 1790 until to this day. To this day. And the only time there has been any gaps were Mexican fighters. Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez is not as big as Mike Tyson was. And if you want to look at it from who was the biggest fighter monetarily in the history of boxing, go from the beginning. The biggest fighter monetarily in the history of boxing was Tom Cribb and Malinois. After that, it became there was Gentleman Jim. Was James Jeffries, but the biggest was Jack Johnson. After Jack Johnson, the biggest money earner became during the time that they blackballed black fighters and they wouldn't let anybody fight for the heavyweight champion because nobody fought for the heavyweight championship. No black fighter got a shot at the heavyweight championship. No Julio Cesar Chavez was never the biggest money earner in boxing. Never, not a day in his career, because his whole career was surrounded with Mike Tyson. He fought on Mike Tyson undercards. No, not Julio. So never Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He followed in the footsteps of Salvador Sanchez, who was a beast in Mexico. See, the Mexican fighter took off from now I'm not as good with the Mexicans, but the Mexicans took off with Salvador Sanchez. Salvador Sanchez was the motherfucking man. Then he passed away undefeated. Then Julio Cesar Chavez came after him. And after him came Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar De La Hoya became Canelo Alvarez. But watch this. They all riding on the back of Ali because Top Rank was started by Ali. There would be no Don King Promotions and there would be no Top Rank if it wasn't for Muhammad Ali and the Nation of Islam and what they did. Because Ali promoted Top Rank. Ali built Don King. Ali had 2 promotional companies that he allowed arrange his fights. And from them, they started marketing and doing their little thing. The organic champions were the organic ones. Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, who had to pay all his money out, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather Jr. But anyway, I said all that to say this. There's never been a time where black fighters were the opponent. We're just the opponent. That's why every, except for maybe 1 or 2 of the top pay-per-view fights ever, include somebody that's black. Come on, man. And y'all, but here's the thing to you guys over there for the cats in the Philippines to say, oh, it's only because they're American. Technically speaking, Jack Johnson was never a full American. Sugar Ray Robinson was never a full American. Never a full American. Muhammad Ali, up until his 5th year as a pro, wasn't really a full American because we didn't have the unfettered right to vote and to participate fully in the society. So the idea that you guys would think that Muhammad Ali is the greatest just because he's American, dog, you got to understand, man, we weren't even called Americans. We weren't even called Americans until what, the early 1990s? We were black. We were Negroes. We were colored people. We weren't Americans. We were blacks. We were coloreds. We were property. Okay, so the idea that you think that for somehow, because Muhammad Ali was born in the great United States of America, that the United States of America loved him, man, get out of here. They still don't love him. And you see what happens with Mayweather. Shoot, the vast majority of Manny Pacquiao's popularity in the United States is caused because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not truly considered an American in the minds of many people. Sorry. But I just want to go in for a little while on that. That's the Patreon talk, and I'm sure I'll get demonetized. But I just wanted to correct that. We've never been the opponents. Boxing in the United States and consequently in the world has been riding on the backs of Black American fighters from the beginning till this day. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson, Sugar Ray Robinson, all of these guys carried the sport of boxing. Ali literally carried on his shoulders the sport of boxing from 1963 to 1980. The whole thing on his back. Yeah, and Floyd carried it. Disliking Floyd carried boxing. Floyd carried boxing from the year 2000 from 2008 to 2015 or whatever it was. He carried boxing. George Foreman didn't carry boxing. George Foreman was big because Ali was big. It was the fight that it was the return of Muhammad Ali that made the fight of the century with Joe Frazier, and then George Foreman beat Joe Frazier. Now he became the monster. Canelo Alvarez is big because he fought Mayweather and lost. Manny Pacquiao was big because people thought he could beat Mayweather. As good as Manny Pacquiao is, and he's a great fighter, the vast majority of the publicity that was associated with Manny Pacquiao when he was coming up and having 5 and 6 million pay-per-view boxing, million pay-per-view fights on pay-per-view was because of the anticipation of him fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's it. The anticipation of him fighting him. Who's the next guy? It's going to be organic, baby. It's organic. It's whoever we get full-fledged. And I say this multiple times. It's whoever, and I don't care what you say with your stupid effing in the middle of your name. Check the demographics. It's whoever we get behind 100%. When our community gets behind somebody 100%, it's a wrap, because you're going to get 3 million pay-per-views off us and us alone. And when you're cranking that type of money, people start saying, hey, what you doing tonight? Oh, man, I'm going to see the Sugar Ray fight. Remember that? The rap song? They call my wife. They call my wife when I'm not home. Y'all don't remember that. Can't even do something, watch TV or watch the Sugar Ray fight. Whenever we get behind them 100%, then they don't need anybody else. When they don't need anybody else, then everybody else will stop watching, because those guys are going to start hating them. Look what happened to Errol Spence. Look what happened to Andre Ward. Andre Ward ain't never done nothing to nobody. Couldn't stand Andre Ward. Couldn't stand Andre Ward because Andre Ward. But if we had hated Andre Ward, they'd get behind Andre Ward. If we really, really loved Andre Ward and supporting Andre Ward, they hated Andre Ward. But because people were because the Black community was indifferent about Andre Ward, they were indifferent about Andre Ward. And although Andre Ward is a great fighter, Andre Ward had an indifferent career. Wasn't terribly hated, wasn't terribly loved, but he was indifferent because the Black community was indifferent to Andre Ward. Now, that's for a different reason, I do believe. Andre Ward is a devout Christian. Andre Ward is not marketing himself to the hip hop culture. Andre Ward is he's just a straightforward dude. You know, he's just a straightforward dude. If Andre Ward was Adrian Bronner, if Adrian Bronner could fight like Andre Ward, Adrian Bronner might have been one of the biggest superstars in the history of boxing, because he acts a buffoon and people would have got behind it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Curtis Blow. Oh, Dan McCoy said, thank you for giving me a short reference to Salvador Sanchez. Yeah, man. That's got, dude, Julio Cesar Chavez is born from Salvador. I mean, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. is born from Salvador Sanchez. Salvador Sanchez was pimping it, baby. Whooping fools, too. Whooping fools. We got problems. We got problems with that. With what? Yeah, with people celebrating buffoonery. You know what I mean? Celebrating buffoonery. But just think, who's the most popular? The most popular fighters ever. There's not any competition between who are the two top most popular fighters ever. It's no competition between them. None. Between their two, and after that, everybody else goes away. Or three. There's three. Four. No, four. Four. Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's a wrap. That's it. Those are the top four. Those are the top four most popular, biggest attraction fighters in the history of boxing are those four. Ali, Tyson, Joe Louis, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not Roy Jones. Roy Jones was underneath Tyson. I'm telling you, everybody buckles underneath them. Roy Jones is underneath Tyson. That's what that is. Nah, not Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, I put Sugar Ray Leonard with more like with Oscar De La Hoya. I put Sugar Ray Leonard with Oscar De La Hoya. I put Sugar Ray Leonard with a little bigger than Canelo, right around Oscar De La Hoya. Bigger than Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., maybe there with like a Jack Dempsey, something like that. Jack Johnson was just despised. But among black people, he was probably loved, but so many people got murdered because he's fighting. But yeah, Deontay Wilder has everything. He could do it. But that's why you got these people tearing him down, because they want to name who that guy is. All right. They want to tell you who that next guy is. They want to decide who the next guy is. That's what the promoters are saying. The promoters are saying, we've got to tell you who this guy is. You need to follow the guys that we're telling you are the guy. But that's not usually how it happens, man. But anyway, man, much love to everybody in the chat. Much love to let me see if I can hit my man right there. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I ran over my bad KQKC. Go check out my man KQKC. Also, I see Beverly Rose is doing live streams around this time too. You know what I mean? Shout out to the LDBC, everybody involved. Hey man, thanks, man. Thanks, Reggie. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. All right, man. Mark Wonderland. Peace. Join the damn Patreon. That's what's up. And I'm out. Peace. How do I end this chat? Oh, end stream. There you go.